Hello students, very good morning to you. I'd like to invite you all to the English Year Learning Program, and we have gathered here to have a bridge course. This course is called a bridge course. This is Nageswaran, Department of English, and I'm very proud to stand before you as an English teacher. I'd like to convey my hearty congratulations to all of you for your getting promotion to 11th standard. And this course is called a bridge course. It functions as a bridge to connect your 10th and 11th standards. This bridge is otherwise called a connector. We are here to give you the basic introduction of every subject. Especially I am here to give you the introduction of English language, especially the grammar and vocabularies. Right, because language plays a vital role in everybody's life. Without a language, we cannot communicate with our neighbors, our relatives, even with our families, isn't it? That is why I stress you the importance of language, especially English language, because whatever you are and wherever you go, without English you cannot shine in your future, because you are studying every subject in English language. Even you study subjects, especially the chemistry or physics or whatever it is, you are studying every subject in English. That is why we must know the importance and significance of English language. Right. மொழி இல்லாவிட்டால் நம்மளுடைய நிலைமை என்ன ஆகும் என்று நாம் சற்றே சிந்தித்து பார்க்க வேண்டும் இல்லையா? அதனால தான் நான் சொல்கிறேன், இங்கிலீஷ் லாங்குவேஜ் இல்லாமல் நம்மளால் எதுவும் பண்ண முடியாது இல்லைங்களா? நீங்கள் எந்த ஒர்க் எடுத்துக்கிட்டாலும் சரி தான், நீங்கள் எந்த சிட்டியில் இருந்தாலும் சரி, இல்லை எந்த கண்ட்ரியில் இருந்தாலும் சரி தான், இங்கிலீஷ் லாங்குவேஜில் நீங்கள் வெல் வெர்ஸ்டாக ஆகிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்களை யாருமே அடிச்சு கவலை இல்லை. சரிங்களா? ரைட். ஓகே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், பிஃபோர் we commence this session, I like to introduce the basic structure of English. Whatever the sentence or whichever the sentence you take, there you see a pattern. Without a pattern, there is no sentence in English. In whatever language, every sentence has a basic structure and a separate pattern for it. So, in order to know the pattern, we must have some idea about the sentence pattern, isn't it? That is why this session gives you the introduction of sentence pattern. See, even the language has 8 parts of speech. To know the pattern of a sentence, it doesn't require all those 8 parts of speech. It requires some parts of speech. They are subject and verb and object. In object, we have direct object and indirect object. And then complement. And the last one is adjunct. Right. So these 5 structure are enough to know a pattern of a sentence. See, in parts of speech we say noun and pronoun. Those noun and pronouns come under the category of subject, and those noun and pronoun functions even as an object, especially direct object or indirect object. In parts of speech, you can say noun and pronoun. The names of a person, a thing or an object are called nouns, and instead of noun you can use pronouns. Those nouns and pronouns come under the category of subject as well as object in a sentence pattern. Right. And then verb, in two areas this word functions the same. In parts of speech you can call the action of your word as verb. Even in sentence pattern you can call this term, that is action of your word, as verb. And then the next one is complement. In parts of speech you say adjective. Adjective means add some qualities to a noun or pronoun. The describing word. Adjective is a describing word. That adjective functions here as complement. See, you can say a word which gives a complete sense to a sentence is called a complement. Complement completes a sentence. Last one, adjunct. In parts of speech, you have an adverb, isn't it? Adverb means add some qualities to a verb. Describing verb, adverb. Adjective as well as adverb are describing words. Adjective describes a noun and pronoun, whereas adverb describes a verb, isn't it? Okay. That adverb here functions as adjunct. So in sentence pattern we have 5 parts: subject, verb, object, complement and adjunct. In object we can have 2 divisions. First one direct object and the second one is indirect object. Right. Whereas in parts of speech we have 8 parts: noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, conjunction, and the last one is interjections. Right. Let us move to the next area. There we are going to see how we can find a pattern of a sentence. I worship. Analyze this sentence. I worship. The first word I is a pronoun in parts of speech, whereas in sentence pattern it functions as a subject. The reason for calling this term as subject is it does the action. It is the doer of the action. What action is played here? Worship. The action of this sentence is worship. Worship is the action word, so you can call this term as verb. Who is the doer of this action? Who does this action? The subject, I does this action, so I am the doer of this action. So you can call this term I as a subject. Instead of this pronoun, you can use even a name, wrong. If you use a singular subject, you should add singular verb. You should have a singular verb. If you add the letter yes to a verb, that becomes a singular verb. So wrong worships or I worship. I is the plural subject, so you must have a plural verb. I worship. Okay. And then wrong is the singular subject, so you must have yes at the end of that verb. Wrong worships, I worship. Whatever the sentence, the pattern is subject plus verb. So the pattern of this sentence is yes we. Right. We can take another example. Sheila reads a novel. The next sentence is Sheila reads a novel. Now analyze this sentence. The action of the sentence is reads. Reading is the action, so it is a verb. And who does this action? Sheila. So you can call this term as subject. And the remaining part a noun. See, to know the pattern of a sentence, you must start from the first term. Okay. First, you must identify the subject and then verb, and then you can go for the third word object. If you have any object, you may have two objects. So that you can call direct object as well as indirect object. And then next you must go to the complement, and the last one is adjunct. So this order must be followed to find out a pattern. So first you can have an object. To know the object of a sentence, you must raise two questions. First one, what? And the second question is who. If you get the answer for the questions what or whom, you can have an object. So raise and use this term what. What does Sheila read? The answer is a noun. So it is an object here. And next sentence. The principal called a student. Analyze this sentence. The action is called. So it is a verb. And who is the doer of this action? The principal. So it is a subject. And then look at the next one, a student. If you use the question what, you cannot have the answer. What did the principal call? The question is wrong, so you cannot use the term what. And then select the next question word who. Now use the term. Now raise the term. Who did the principal call? The principal called a student, so it functions as an object. So likewise, if you have the question word what or whom, you can get the answers for objects. Let me give you another example. Raja has given me a gift. Raja has given me a gift. Analyze this sentence. Has given is the verb. It is in present perfect form, and then the subject is Raja. It is the action word. Has given is the action word. The doer of the action is Raja, so it is the subject. And then raise the question what. What has Raja given? Raja has given a gift, so it is an object. Raja has given a gift. A gift is the object because this word is the answer of the question what. Right? And then use the second question word whom. Whom has Raja given? The question is wrong. You cannot use this question word, so you can avoid this question. And then to find out the indirect object, you must raise two questions. They are to whom and for whom. So in Tamil, to whom means yarukku, for whom means yarukaga, whom means yarai, what means enna. So நீங்க ஆப்ஜெக்ட்டை ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா 4 क्वेश्चन வேர்ட் தேவை. என்னென்ன 4? who, to whom, for whom. What, என்ன, whom, யாரை, to whom, யாருக்கு, for whom, யாருக்காக. So in order to get the answers for those objects, you must raise 4 question words: what, whom, to whom, and for whom. If you use the first question word to whom here, to whom, யாருக்கு, யாருக்கு ராஜா அந்த கிஃப்ட்டை கொடுத்தான். ஆன்சர் என்ன கிடைச்சது? me, எனக்கு. So it is an indirect object. So it is the answer for the question to whom. To whom has Raja given a gift? Raja has given me a gift. So it is an indirect object. If you have the indirect object, you can get the answer direct object. That main object will turn into direct object because this object is got directly. So it is called direct object. It is the answer for the questions what. So if you have the answers for the questions what or whom, that object is called the direct object. And then if you get the answers for the questions to whom, for whom, that objects will turn as indirect object. Right. Let me move to the next example. I am a teacher. I am a teacher. Analyze this sentence. Am is the verb. It is the key verb. It is also called auxiliary verb. Right. Okay. The subject is I. And then look at the next one. A teacher. If you use those 4 question words, what, whom, to whom, for whom, you cannot get the right questions. So simultaneously you won't get the answers. If the question is wrong, how can you get the answer? So you can avoid these 4 questions. So this word will not be an object of a sentence. And then what is the third pattern? Complement. To find out a complement, you can have a list of words: be verb, become, seem, appear, etc. இந்த மாதிரியான வார்த்தைகளை அதுக்கப்புறம் வரக்கூடியது. இந்த மாதிரியான வார்த்தைகளை ஃபாலோ பண்ணி வரக்கூடிய வேர்டை நம்ம காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஏன்னா காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் அப்படின்னாலே என்ன பார்த்துருக்கோம்? தட் கம்ப்ளீட்ஸ் ஏ சென்டென்ஸ். முழுமையான அர்த்தத்தை கொடுக்கக்கூடிய வார்த்தையை நம்ம காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். சரிங்களா? ரைட். ஸோ த டேர்ம் a teacher comes after the be verb. So it is complement. The pattern of this sentence is yes, we, see. Right. Next, another example. I have become a leader. I have become a leader. Look at this sentence. I have become is the verb and I is the subject. The word a leader comes after the term become. So it is a complement. See, if you hide this word a leader, can you get the complete meaning? I have become. What I have become? நான் என்னவாக மாறினேன்? அர்த்தம் இல்லாமல் போகும் இல்லையா? ஸோ அதனால தான் இதை நம்ம எப்படி சொல்கிறாங்க? காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. This term completes this sentence. This term gives a complete sense to this sentence. So it is called the yes, we, see. Let me move to the next example now. They named their child Anthony. Now analyze this sentence. Name is the action verb. So it is a verb and then they is the where of the action. So it is subject. And then their child. Raise the question. What? You cannot get the answer because the question will be wrong. Who did they name? They named their child. So it is an object. And then analyze the last term, antony. It gives a complete sense to this sentence. So it is complement. This pattern, object plus complement, object complement. This pattern is called object complement. How can you get the object complement from a sentence? If you have the verb like name, call, paint, select, elect, likewise, etc. Likewise, we have a lot of words. These are all very important. Right. After the verbs like name, call, paint, select, elect, you can get the object complement pattern. So the pattern of a sentence is S, V, O, C. I am living in Europe. Analyze this sentence. I am living in Europe. And living is above and I is the subject. And then if you start the pattern from object and complement, you don't have and you won't have the answers, because these terms in Europe are not the answers of the questions what, whom, and if you hide these terms in Europe, the sentence gives a complete meaning. I am living. It is okay. There is no doubt at all. So it does not complete this sentence, and it does not give a sense to this sentence. So it is an extra part to this sentence. So you can call it adjunct. Right. And then the ways to find out an adjunct of a sentence are the using of 4 question terms. They are why, when, where, how. So you must have these 4 questions. Why, when, where and how. Why gives the reason, when gives the time, where gives the clues for place, and how is the manner. So நீங்க ஒரு சென்டென்ஸ்ல அட்ஜெக்ட் இருக்கா இல்லையா அப்படின்னு ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்றதுக்கு இந்த 4 क्वेश्चंस நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். என்னென்ன 4 क्वेश्चंस? why, ஏன், சரிங்களா? and then when, எப்பொழுது, where, எங்கே, how, எப்படி. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி 4 கொஸ்டின்ஸையும் நீங்கள் கேட்டுட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா அதுக்கான ஆன்சர் வந்ததுன்னா அந்த வேர்டை நீங்கள் எப்படி சொல்லலாம்? அட்ஜங்க்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். ரைட். ஓகே. ஸோ அனலைஸ் திஸ் வேர்ட் இன் யூரோப். திஸ் இஸ் தி ஆன்சர் ஃபார் த கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வேர். ஓகே. வேர் ஆம் ஐ லிவிங்? ஐ ஆம் லிவிங் இன் யூரோப். அண்ட் தென் நெக்ஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள். I came last night. Now analyze this sentence. Came is the action verb and I is the doer of the action, and last night is the answer for the question when. When did I come? When did I come? Now எப்பொழுது வந்தேன்? last night, முதல் நாள். So இந்த last night அப்படிங்கிறது இப்போ adjunct ஆச்சு. சரிங்களா? And then next example. She speaks loudly. Analyze this sentence. Speaks இந்த வார்த்தை speak அப்படிங்கிறது இங்கே வினைச்சொல். இதில் நடக்கக்கூடிய செயல் என்ன? speak. பேசக்கூடிய ஒர்க் நடக்குது, அதனால இது வரும்னு சொன்னீங்க. and then யார் இந்த ஒர்க்கை செய்கிறா? she, அவர், அதனால இது subject. and then loudly, this word is the answer of the question how. How does she speak? எப்படி அவள் பேசுகிறாள்? எவ்வாறு அவள் பேசுகிறாள்? loudly, சத்தமாக. ஸோ இது எக்ஸ்ட்ரா இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கொடுக்கறதுனால இதை நம்ம எப்படியுமே Okay, right. So the pattern of the sentence is SVA. And then the last example. He will meet you for giving an invitation. Next one. He will meet you for giving an invitation. Analyze this sentence. Will meet is the verb. He is the subject. And then you is the answer of the question whom. So it is called the object. இந்த you அப்படிங்கிறது யாரை அப்படிங்கிற கேள்விக்கான விடை. He will meet you. யாரை மீட் பண்ண போறான்? உன்னதான். So நீங்கிறது தான் இந்த object. Clear? So if you raise the question who, you get the answer you. So it has become an object. And then for giving an invitation, you must accumulate all these terms as a single unit of idea. இது தனித்தனியே பிரிச்சிடப்படாது. For giving தனியா and invitation தனியே பிரிச்சிடப்படாது. The whole idea is a single unit. So இந்த entire பார்ட்டிங்க நீங்க ஒரு single unit of ஐடியாவை அனலைஸ் பண்றீங்க. இப்போ இந்த ஐடியா எந்த கேள்விக்கான விடையா அமையும்? You can take why. Okay, if you raise the question word why, you get the answers for giving an invitation. எதற்காக உன்னை அவன் சந்திக்க இருக்கிறான்? அவனுடைய invitation கொடுப்பதற்காக. For giving an invitation. So the entire unit is called the adjunct. So the pattern of this sentence is SVOA. Right, students. Likewise, you can have many sentences. So எந்த ஒரு வாக்கியமாக இருந்தாலும் அதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பேட்டர்னை நீங்கள் முதல்ல தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும். சரிங்களா? Right. Dear students, I hope you have understood the class perfectly. This class and this session has given you some idea about sentence pattern. இது இதோடு முடியறது. Sentence pattern is an emotion. We cannot see the depth of that emotion. போக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். அவ்வளோ பெரிய விஷயங்கள் இந்த சென்டென்ஸ் பேட்டர்ன் இருந்தாலும் பேசிக் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரை மட்டும் நம்ம தெரிஞ்சாலே அதுவே நமக்கு போதும். It will definitely help us to go into further major grammar. So dear students, if you have any doubt about this session, you can raise your doubts and you can give your own suggestions and ideas. My suggestion box always waiting for you. So meet you in the next session. Take care of your health. Be safe. Wear mask. Always maintain social distancing. Take care of your parents and especially take care of your grandparents if you have any. This is your Nageswaran. Thank you for your cooperating. Thank you very much.